I'm introducing Carlene Watson. Carlene Watson has lived in Southern California almost her entire life. She has 2 sons, 2 grandbabies, a dog named Ginger, who's an adorable, loyal dog. This is her 4th speech, but she is doing number 3 in the book, and I'm evaluating number 3 and not number 4. The title of her speech is Love, Loyalty, and Licks. Carlene Watson.
Good morning,
Good morning.
fellow
Good
Good morning. I've been following a story on YouTube and in the paper about Baxter the therapy dog. Have you heard of him? He's a dog that he lived for 19 years. He just died a couple weeks ago, but he lived with his owner. And he was a registered therapy dog. They went to the hospice in San Diego for 19 years, and he would cuddle up to terminally ill patients. They showed pictures on YouTube of him, and when he was cuddling up with those patients, he had just almost a smile on his face, and so did they. It was the greatest time. And I was telling my friend this story, and her mom was there, and her mom told me about visiting a friend, and she had visited this friend many times. And one day, she was sitting in her friend's couch, and her dog came up next to her and just laid next to her and placed his head right here. And she had seen this dog many, many times, and this had never happened. 2 weeks later, she got diagnosed with breast cancer. So I believe that dogs, it got me thinking, trained or not trained, I believe that dogs bring an awareness to our life and are an essential part of our life. I've had 3 really loyal dogs in my lifetime. My first dog was Goldie, and he came to us when my kids were really little. Through the front door one morning when I opened it, here comes Goldie between my legs, jumped up and got in bed with my husband. And so, after we tried about a month to find his owner, he became ours, and he was a loyal dog for the boys. He only lasted 6 years though, and that was sad for us. My second dog was Sheila, and I'm going to come back to that story. My dog now is Ginger. She's my 3rd dog. I've had her for 5 years. She was between 7 and 9 when I got her. She was very abused, very timid and shy. She's become my best friend and is very loyal and follows me everywhere. No disrespect to Ginger, but now I'd like to tell you about Sheila. Sheila, after Goldie died, Goldie was my first dog, we needed another dog. And the kids really wanted another dog. My husband had to wait a while though, so in respect to him, we waited a little while and the kids said, let's go to the animal shelter and find a dog. So we went to the animal shelter and we walked up and down and saw all these barking dogs. My son went up to a kennel that had 2 barking dogs right in front, but there was a dog in the back. And the dog came up and shook our hand. He shook my son's hand and then he shook my hand. Well, we walked in, 4 of us, we walked out 5 of us. And before we got to the van, her name was Sheila. And the boys sat in the van and she sat right in between them. So Sheila became our loyal dog. We loved her and she protected the kids. Well, after we'd had her for 10 years, we got in a situation where we had to move out of our house and for 6 months we'd be in an apartment until our other house was ready. This was very discouraging to me because we had to find someone for Sheila. My mom and dad never really believed in dogs. My dad hated pets, and my mom really never had a dog like that. But she was older and she missed my dad a lot. So I said, Mom, would you like to take Sheila for about 6 months? And I thought this would get her used to the idea that a dog is really good company. Well, they bonded like this. And I got to visit Sheila sometimes when she was at my mom's, and I thought the first time I went that Sheila would want to come home with me because she'd been my loyal dog. Sheila took on the role of my mom's protector. She knew she was there. She took care of her. My mom always had leftover food for Sheila. In fact, it got to the point where she only cooked things Sheila would eat. She did not want to cook anything else. My mom became happier, perkier, remembered to take her medication. They were just inseparable. Well, 6 months and we got into our new house. Well, needless to say, we didn't get Sheila back. She stayed with my mom. The kids would say that Sheila was in a retirement home. Out of of loyalty, however, I didn't get another dog because Sheila was still my dog. So I never got another dog until Sheila passed away. And that was a sad day. We knew that she hadn't been feeling well, but my mom didn't want to give up and didn't want to take her to the vet. My mom said, once we take her to the vet, we're not going to get her back. And my mom was right. She knew Sheila would not come home. So that day came. My mom sat on the floor with Sheila's head in her lap. And Sheila had a good life, but it was very sad. I'm trying not to cry. My mom, however, wouldn't get another dog. She said she loved Sheila so much. She refused to get another dog, even though we tried taking her to the vet, or to the pet store. The vet called and had a dog that she would not have another dog. Well, my mom went downhill really fast, forgot to eat. She forgot to take her medication. She would slip and lost her memory. And then was just to the point where she couldn't even take care of a dog. So I am a firm believer that pets for seniors are just mandatory. Seniors need someone to take care of, and a pet is the thing. But really, everyone needs a dog. Children learn a lot about growing up with dogs. They love you unconditionally. They're always a loyal friend, and occasionally if you're lucky, you get a few licks along the way. Thank you.